Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to see you all for this final episode of All We Do Is Win. Y'all, my name is Chanel. I am the founder and CEO of the Mentor Me Collective. Y'all, we are making some amazing strides here to make sure that you all have the tools, the education, and the skills to be the best you that you can be, that you were designed to be, that you were created to be. So, very again, we're super excited to have you. And before we jump into today's episode with the amazing, I was going to say the amazing Samantha, who is amazing customer success engineer at Expel, I want us to dive into some announcements just first. Awesome. So, again, greetings, everyone. We're so excited to have you all here. Drop in the chat and let us know where you all are tuning in from. I am here in the wonderful city of New York. Y'all, I don't think the weather wants us to have spring just yet, so we've been warring. There's been a war in the spirit, but that's all right. Today has been a beautiful day and we had some sunshine, so I hope you all are enjoying some sunshine as well. Definitely want you to take a moment and share. Take a moment to share this broadcast. If you guys are watching on YouTube, share it with your friends, your family, or anyone that you know who may be interested in the engineering space. We want to make sure, again, that you guys are educated and understanding all the different platforms and spaces where you all can dive in and continue to build an amazing career. When you share, make sure you also tag us as well, because we do want to reshare and let the folks know that you all were tuned in. So we're excited. Again, this month we are celebrating Women's History Month with some of the greatest Black women in tech. I'm so excited to have all of these beautiful women a part of the tribe, not only for myself, but to share that wealth with you. As we all know, our network is our net worth. So as you all are tuning in and you're tuning in, joining in, all the things, go ahead and let us know where you are in your engineering journey. Give us a nice smiley face if you all are in school, if you are in boot camp, if you all are self-learning. Let us also get that awesome elated face if you are applying for your first role. Shout out to you. Congratulations. And if you are growing and glowing in your career, y'all, we want to know too. We want to know too. So then welcome to the party as well. Also, we have some amazing events coming up this month. I mean, y'all, listen, we just getting started. We have the Amazing Convos in Color, which is happening next week, Monday. This is an amazing diversity recruiting event. So if you are interested in careers with Adobe and specifically within Adobe Design, go ahead and visit our registration link. That is bit.ly/MMC-events. Again, that is bit.ly/MMC/dash events. And you all should be able to see all of the registration forms there as well. We have another amazing event happening with Sisters in Sales. We can't end the Women's History Month without a good girl talk, honey. And it's always better in the best times with the ladies. So if you all are interested in joining us for that invite only event, it is also women only. For women only, please email us if you'd like to attend. Again, that email is info@mentormecollective.org. Again, that is info@mentormecollective.org. And this again is with Sisters in Sales. Remote work week, y'all. Remote work week. We is in the building. I'm so excited. This year, I'm being intentional. Me, myself, I'm being intentional with traveling a little bit more, letting go of that fear, honey, and letting the Lord take me as he wishes, honey. And so the first stop is actually going to be in Orlando, Florida from May 29th to June 4th. So if you guys are interested in joining us for one bomb remote work week, 9 to 5, we are working. 5 to 10, we are hanging out, doing some amazing, clean, professional activities and building our skills, building our community as well. So we have a baking class, ceramics class, y'all. We got a day at Disney World. We're staying at this bomb resort with a fire water park. I'm just, listen, y'all. It's giving sun. It's giving sun hat. It's giving shades. So if you are interested in going and coming with us and joining us for remote work week, please go ahead and register. Let us know that you all are coming. You do and will be responsible for paying your ticket and your hotel stay as well. And we will go ahead and share all that information with you, as well as some onboarding traveling videos with us too. So go ahead and visit us at bit.ly/MMC-travel, and you all will see all that information there too. So I think somebody said that Microsoft Atlanta is hiring. So if you want a referral to Microsoft Atlanta, we definitely want you to go ahead and fill out this form. This form is bit.ly/MMC-Microsoft. You'll notice that there's a pattern here. Please let us know what career you're interested in getting into. Make sure you fill out the form very specifically. Put the links to the roles or the job IDs in the form there as well, and make sure you attach your resume so that we can submit the referral for you as well. Okay, so we look forward again to seeing you all submit those forms. We already had over like 150 plus people fill that out, and they have all been referred. So if you also want to be counted in the number, honey, listen, we all going to be marching in, okay, and marching on. So please come on by and come on through. We want to make sure that you all have access to careers at Microsoft too. Also, before we jump in, I definitely want you all to know that we're going to just talk a little bit more about the team, who we are, what we do. Also want to talk to you about our free mentorship program for those who are looking to enter into the space. It mixes mentorship as well as career coaching skills and allows you to walk away with not only a tribe of people that you can now depend on, but also a project and also some amazing career opportunities finishing that program. So we're super excited about that. We also want to tell you that you do not need to miss another MMC event because we have text reminders. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll definitely dive into the Etsy shop as well. And you know, it is never an MMC event without a giveaway. So here's the team. Me, myself, I am Chanel, again, the CEO and founder. We have the COO, Javon, to my right, and also to her right is also Dominique, who's the head of people, also the head of operations, and also just doing all the administration things. So he's Mr. Amazing, Mr. Getting It Done, okay? So if you guys want to meet us, if you want to talk about planning events with us, if you want to tell us what kind of events you all would want to see, please go ahead and email us at admin@mentormecollective.org. Again, that is admin@mentormecollective.org. We also have opportunities for you all to join the team. So these little pictures can also be you. We're looking for a video editor. We're looking for a social media manager, someone who is also well-versed in grants and sponsorships, and also helping along with email support. So when you do visit bit.ly/MMC team, you all will be able to choose what kind of volunteer position, because all of these are volunteer. We are serving the community here. So if you all are interested in serving the community with us and creating an impact, you guys can go ahead and choose which role you're interested in and make sure that you schedule it with Javon. Awesome. Now, does someone say free career coaching? I sure did, sis. It is our free mentorship program. This program we've been able to use to get 210 plus people into tech with six-figure salaries, nothing less. I mean, literally six-figure salaries. So we are literally decreasing the Black wealth gap here, and by making sure that you all are being a part of that. Okay. Again, our total compensation that we've been able to accomplish with all of our mentees has been $23 million. I'm believing God for 200 million that we will get there definitely one day, but definitely want you all to know that you all can be a part of this as well. So if you're interested in getting into the technical space or even non-technical space, please go ahead and fill out our form. This form is actually, or the link here is actually mentormecollective.org/mentorship, or you all can use our shortened link, which is bit.ly/mentorme or MMC-mentee if you want to become a mentee. And we also have applications for mentors. So if you want to come and be a tech expert or a subject matter expert and teach those who are interested in getting into the fields, into your specific field, you guys can go ahead and submit an application here at bit.ly/MMC-mentor. Also, again, like you all heard earlier, we do have our text reminders. So again, you never have a chance to miss another collective event if you opt in. So make sure you opt in. It is completely free. It is no cost to you. All of these messages will be toll free. Go ahead and text right now. Text right now, MMC, to 866-901-1914. Again, MMC, doesn't matter if it's caps or what was I going to say? Non-caps. You guys can go ahead and text 866-901-1914, and we're looking forward to having you all there as well. We also have our Etsy shop, y'all. So this is actually how we are raising funds, raising finances for those who are first gen Black and Latinx looking to get into the tech space. We know that these materials, these devices, this software is expensive. And so we want to make sure that in order for us to make it more equitable and accessible, we're helping in that mission. And so all of the proceeds from our shop here, from our designer, exclusively designed some amazing, amazing designs, y'all. Go on there. I'm telling you, it's given living single. It's given hashtag Martin. It's given all of the Black energy, Black women boss vibes. I want you to go ahead and visit etsy.com/shop/mentor me collective. And you all will be able to check out all of our items, blankets. We have shirts, hoodies, a bomb stainless steel tumbler that is absolutely fantastic. It really does keep your drinks cold and or warm. It's insulated. I mean, it's fantastic. I love it. So please go ahead and check that out as well. Now, what is an MMC event without a giveaway? We have an MMC giveaway, and here are the ways that you guys can go ahead and opt in. We have the, obviously, we would love for you to attend all of our sessions or have attended all of our sessions. This is the last one, y'all. We also want you to make sure you're taking notes, because everything that is fair, that is said in this session, is fair game. So go ahead and do that as well. Make sure you're connected with us on Instagram, as we Instagram and all of our other social media platforms, because we want to know that you are also immersed in our community. And then obviously we're going to text you the quiz, the link to the quiz for you to complete. So you definitely have to be opted in to our text reminders. One of the ways that we'll know that you will be a part of our, that you are a part and have come to our sessions is actually from this selfie photo booth. So if you guys go ahead and aim your camera at this QR code, it should take you directly to our photo booth, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, our amazing designer went ahead and designed some awesome overlays and borders for you guys to go ahead and take. We also have some different background colors, so you guys can really customize your selfie look. Now, if you're not camera ready, that's all right, okay? You can just upload one of your favorite photos, honey, add it and share it with us in our gallery, because we are excited to have you. Again, we already talked about acing your way to victory, making sure that you do pass our online quiz by taking notes. Again, go on our social media platforms, at least one, and tag somebody. And make sure that you are opted in so that you can be one in the number, okay? And that's going to be by texting MMC to 866-901-1914. Go ahead and text that there as well. So here are some of the giveaway prizes. We have Apple AirTags we're giving away completely free, y'all, just by you being here, okay? So we have Apple AirTags. You can never have an opportunity to miss your or lose out on your keys. We also have the amazing HomePod Mini. So if you need a cute little stylish loud speaker, you can go ahead and do that. We also have the Hydrate water bottle that is absolutely amazing. It is a smart water bottle that allows you to track your ounces. Also, you get to compete with your friends. And it also gives you a nice nudge to drink your water by lighting up and vibrating. It is absolutely fantastic. And last but not least, the Nano Leaf Smart Light Bulbs. These are smart light bulbs that you can go ahead and control from your phone. So if you're in the bed, you don't feel like getting out to turn off the lights, honey, this is the ministry for you. This is the ministry. They're anointed. But you guys did not come here for me. You came here for the amazing Sam, the amazing Sam Yank. She is absolutely fantastic. And like I said, I'm just so honored to have her. Samantha is actually a customer success engineer at Expel. She's an experienced customer success manager, management. She also demonstrated a history in working within the computer software industry. She's skilled in project management, leadership, marketing, team leadership, and of course, customer success. So I'm super excited. I definitely want you all to drop some fire emojis in the chat. Let us know that you all are excited to see the amazing Sam.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Chanel, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you here, y'all. I mean, the presentation that she has for y'all is giving all the life, all the energy, and all of the excitement. So I would love for you to tell us, what has it been like being a Black woman in customer success, especially now within the engineering space?
You know, it's interesting it's very giving if you like working alone and being the only Black woman. That's, it's one of my struggles, but it's good. Like it's really good because you get to you get to learn more about what it is to be a Black woman working in that industry, because you get to explain more, you get to just be more, you can be yourself, and people like, they go above and beyond to try to understand you. It gets a little lonely sometimes, I can't lie, but that's why you guys are here, so that we can bring more young Black women into this industry so that we are not alone.
Absolutely, y'all. And so, without further ado, I'm definitely going to let Sam give us all of the spice, sugar, spice, and everything nice with her amazing session. Over to you, Sam.
Awesome. Thank you. Guys, I said this before, but I'm super excited to be here. And I would be even more excited to have more of you interested in this field. So hopefully through this presentation, I can tell you a little bit more about myself. I can tell you a little bit more about the industry, give you some tips and pointers on how to get involved if it's something that you're interested in, and really just kind of wrap it up with some follow-up, some questions and answers, and should be good to go. So without further ado, we'll hop on in. So this is Customer Engineering 101. I like to say it's where technology and service collide. At first, I started out doing customer service work, just, within, like, I started out at a grocery store. I look at customer service more as like serving people. I look at it as building relationships. It wasn't until 2 years ago that I realized that customer service is something that's a huge and vital part in the technology industry. So, yeah. So I'll start off, again, the talking points for today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am, how I got here, what exactly I do, what a customer success engineer does, and just give you some cool statistics and tips about the industry. So again, my name is Samantha. I am a first-generation woman in tech in my family. Everyone else my mom does accounting, which I'm not sure why. Numbers just makes me want to throw up most of the time. But we have some HR people, but nobody went into tech. And so it definitely was a passion of mine from a very early age. I loved computers, anything, every time an Apple AirPod came out, I felt like I had to have it. I felt like they made it specifically for me. And so I grew up playing sports. So I learned actually through sports that I thrive in team environments. In the team environment, I've learned how to flow pretty well between the role of a leader as well as being support. So that's something that comes easy to me now that it's been drilled in my head growing up, but it is definitely something that has helped out within my success within this industry. I won't go through all of this because you guys can read. It's right here, but I had limited traditional schooling. So I went through high school. My mom was, I'm pretty sure she wore her knees out praying that I would just get across the stage, because school just wasn't necessarily for me. I was very smart. I love learning. The school environment of sitting there and, struggling with like ADHD and stuff has always just been something that kept me from really enjoying the school environment. So, some things I like to do for fun. I'm an artist. Anything creative is my passion. I love graphic design. I love photography. I dabble in tattooing every now and then. I serve as the media director at my church. I love serving people in all capacities. So, how did I get here? I'm going to take you through a quick little journey of where I started and how I got to where I am today. So my professional journey started in 2005 when they finally kicked me out of high school by handing me a diploma and pushing me off the stage. And I continued I've always been an extrovert. I've always been a huge people person. I love interacting with individuals. I like to say all the time that I feel like I've never met a stranger. I love talking. I love listening. I love being around people. I thrive off of the energy of being around a lot of people. And so it seemed only right that I started doing some, I worked at a grocery store. I did some waitressing every now and then. And then I went into retail management. It was when I started working in retail management that I realized that I really enjoyed building relationships with people, and that customer service was something that was like a real passion of mine. It came natural, and it was really easy for me because I work so well with individuals and I just love people. So it just kind of worked. So I started following that path for a few years. I started with my first startup company in, I believe, 2016, maybe 2017. And I learned that the startup environment is definitely for me. I thrive in that area. I love change. I love just the fast paced energy. I love, figuring out things in the startup industry. Like, a lot of processes are not built for you. You literally have to like make it up as you go. And so I learned that, man, this is something that I really like. Because I didn't have the proper education, or so I felt, I just never really thought of, the tech industry as a place that I would ever land in. I was kind of going up, kind of high up the ranks at Finish Line, the shoe company, and I was like, oh, okay, well, probably something like this. My passion was for technology, but I just never guessed that I would be able to do that. I just didn't think I had the skills. I didn't think I had the education or the ability to even make it that far. I took a shot out of the dark and I applied to work at Apple in 2017 at the Apple store. I thought maybe they would give me a sales position because that's what I had been doing pretty well. And I went through my interview process and they hired me, and they told me that they wanted me to be a technician basically, and get on the path to genius. And I was like, wait a minute, this is something that I love. This is like, it was literally like a dream come true for me, because I just never, I'm like, I'm uneducated. I feel like it wasn't something that I felt was attainable, or a goal that I felt like I would ever be able to reach. I started with Apple, and 3 months later, they promoted me to a technical expert because of my troubleshooting skills, my attention to detail, and the way that I was able to multitask and deal with customers really well. So I moved up, and just shy of a genius position, I got hired at another startup company being a customer success manager. This was not necessarily it was a technology company, but it had nothing to do with cybersecurity, but we'll touch base on that in a little bit. But so I tried my hand at customer success manager. I really loved it. Best of both worlds. It was a little bit of sales, a lot of bit of customer relationship, a lot of bit of engagement. And that was really cool. But there was still a hole or a void I felt, because I just knew that being in the actual like software tech cybersecurity realm is something that I really wanted to do. And pushing us forward to 2019, I landed this incredible job at Expel. Expel is a cybersecurity company. What we do is we basically protect banks, hospitals, credit unions, airlines. We basically keep bad guys out of their network. My job specifically at that company is that I make sure that all of our customers' network tools are connected properly so that we can properly monitor those tools. So again, that was something that kind of stretched me way past my abilities, I felt like, but it was definitely something that really excited me because, one, I broke through the barrier of my past, or I broke through the inabilities that I felt, and I was here. I had made it. I felt I was in the cybersecurity realm with no experience, with no anything. I literally rode my customer service skills straight into where I wanted to be. So don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on your ability to build relationships. Don't sleep on your ability to engage with others. And customer service, no matter how small it seems, it really can take you really far. So yeah, we're moving on to what is customer engineering. So I broke it down into 5 things. These are 5 things that are probably 5 out of 7 million things that I do every day. But these, I think, were the top 5 that really stood out to me. So service, obviously, customer service, customer engineering. It's basically, we provide quality service to our customers. We do it quickly, and we try to get them to see the value in our product or the company or whatever type of engineering role you have. It's a little different for each company. but basically it's the first step of customer engineering is providing great service. Support. So we are the front line of support for our customers. Not only do we get our customers onboarded quickly, we implement services with our customers, but also we provide that support. Whether we are actually figuring out the problem, we will facilitate that support. So we collaborate with other teams, which I'll talk about in a minute. But basically, when a customer has a concern or a customer has a problem with the tool, the product, or whatever the field is that you're in, we are that front line, and we provide that baseline of support, that initial triaging, if you will. Number 3 is troubleshooting. So we diagnose the technical issues. What we're gonna do with that is we're gonna also test theories, and we want to provide quick solutions to our customers, not just one-time solutions, but solutions that they can repeat later, if this issue ever comes up again. So troubleshooting, I learned when I was working at Apple, it's not so much about you taking the steps to troubleshoot and then fixing the issue, but it's you taking the steps to learn the problem, but then also teach to the individual that you're talking to how they can troubleshoot in the future. So we're equipping them with the tools that we're using, but we're just we're breaking it down a little bit so that it is a lot more understandable for them. Collaboration, something here at Expel, collaborating is definitely something new for me because I've always worked well with other teams, but here I work hand in hand with our engineers. I'm working hand in hand with our C-level execs. And so it's different. They talk different. They think differently. They're so incredibly smart. And just being able to take those questions, take those troubleshooting steps that you have, connect with those other teams, learn how to basically take the information that they give you, break it down for your customer so that your customer is learning and understanding as well. It's unmatched. It's super awesome. A lot of hard work goes into that because there are many times where, you have a question and you're taking it to one of your engineering teams or one of your other departments and they come back with information that most of the time I don't know. I have to look it up. I've got to do research. I have to find different ways that I can. First, I have to learn the information in order to teach it to my customer. And so collaborating with other teams is definitely a vital part of being a customer engineer. Documentation, troubleshooting, support, collaborating, all of that stuff is awesome. But if you cannot take that information that you've learned, document it for the people behind you to learn so that they don't stumble through the same issues that you did, then it's literally all in vain. So thoroughly documenting your processing, creating troubleshooting steps, training opportunities for your team, for the customer. And it basically keeps the support consistent. That way all of your customers are receiving the same type of level of support. It's not one engineer telling them one thing, one engineer telling them the other. We can all kind of come together because we've created this awesome process now that we can all kind of follow and add to and make better, etc. Skill check. So these are just some of the basic skills that I've gone through or felt like I've learned, picked up, gotten better at, honed on while I was going through this journey as a customer engineer. So being able to be collaborative, being a problem solver is really big. We are faced with problems all day, every day, and no problem is ever the same. Usually that's probably one of the most difficult parts of my job is I'm like, I feel like I've seen this before, but no, it's totally different. No, I've not seen one problem that's just completely duplicatable. So detail oriented, you have to be super detail oriented because again, when we are connecting these devices, there, so many things that you can miss. It literally could be one letter, one number off, and it could just literally break the entire integration. And so being able to pay attention to the small things, being able to walk away and come back and be able to just really assess what you're looking at, big, huge skill that you can use. Being personable and genuine, your customers can read right through you. You can smile all day, but if you're not genuine with your customers, your company will lose that customer for sure. And so One thing that I like to do is I literally treat all of my customers the exact same. I treat them as if they're almost like friends. Like I like to get to know them. I don't just jump straight into business, because at the end of the day, the things that actually matter is that you're getting to know them. You're being able, you cannot help them. You cannot sell things to them. You cannot serve them. You can't support them if you don't actually get to know them and get to know how they learn, how they best interact with people, different things like that. And then lastly, being fun, having fun and being friendly. Those are two things that you can't fake. Again, your customers will know. And so I'm not saying you always have to be on, but you pretty much always have to be on as a customer engineer. Statistics. This is a fun part for me. Actually, when I was putting this slide together, it was an eye-opener, because I kind of can see this just based off of the role that I've had, but it was an eye-opener seeing it on paper. So customer engineers, as far as gender goes, 86% of customer engineers in the United States right now are males. 10.3, we have the female population, and 3.7 unknown or unidentified. But that's big, man. Guys, 86% males. That tells me, this graph tells me that there is room for every single one of us to hop over into a new career. The need, the compassion, the amount of empathy that women can show towards people, it's big. This industry needs us. And I think that there's a generation behind us that can definitely change this graph here. Race, this is another one pretty disheartening. Not so much that it's the disheartening part is that it's so lopsided, because it doesn't have to be this way. But 68.9% of customer engineers are white. We have our Black community coming in at only 4.2%, our Asian community coming in at 15.4%, and our Latino community coming in at 9.4%. So it looks to me like our Black and Latino community, we've got a lot of work to do here, guys. Average age of customer engineers through my research, 44. Customer engineers in the US, so of these statistics that I'm showing you today, 10,235 of 10,235 engineers that were reported. This was, I believe the study that I was looking at was like as of 2019 or 2020. And only 4% of that 10,000 are Black, and only 10% of that 10,000 women. So sad, man. Average salary, $98,555. That's not a bad salary. And that's pretty much, from what I've seen so far, that's definitely super attainable, and it is actually almost on the lower end of the salary. So again, it's a great industry where you get to be who you are, you get to interact with people, but you also get to learn a little bit of the technical stuff. So it's really just the best of both worlds. Another fun fact I like to throw in here is that only 5% of customer engineers in the United States right now have only a high school diploma. And so I'm super excited that I am a part of that 5%. However, according to these statistics, it seems like I really shouldn't be in here. And so one thing I do want you guys to keep in mind as we wrap up this presentation, I'm going to go ahead and throw my information on here. But I do want to let you guys know a couple of quick tidbits that I think are good takeaways. The first thing is, never be afraid to follow your dreams. If the Lord drops a dream into your heart, no man, no obstacle can keep you from attaining that dream. Literally, if ever, if you guys want to reach out and you want to talk about it, I'm happy to share my story with you. But really, where I am and how far I've made it, how much I am well loved at my company, all of those things are solely by the grace of God. And so I really encourage you guys that if there's something that you want, go get it. Nobody's going to hand things to you. Even if you feel like you're incompetent, literally, there's nothing that is too hard, nothing that is too great for God. So even if you feel incompetent, He's not. So if it's a goal or if it's a dream that He's dropped in your heart, follow it. But yes, so that is pretty much what I have to talk to you guys about today. I'm excited to hear if you have any questions or concerns. Again, please feel free to reach out to me on the PDF handout that I've provided. There's a QR code to my LinkedIn. I would love to connect, network with me. My job, as a quick shout out, we are hiring 300 people right now, and my company is incredible. So if you guys are interested in a referral, or if you're interested in a new position, reach out to me and let me know. I'd be happy to drop that referral for you.
Come through, Sam. If you all enjoyed this amazing presentation, go ahead and drop some amazing fire emojis in the chat. Give me a party hat, honey. Send me some stars and glamour. Sam is absolutely fantastic. And again, like I said, these are amazing resources. Definitely go ahead and aim your phone at this QR code here to make sure you connect with her as well. And you all will be getting these resources as well via email. So if you're not connected to our email, go ahead and email us at info@MentorMeCollective. If I can have the admin or one of you all in the back, go ahead and drop that in the comments. That'll be great. info@mentormecollective.org. So this portion now is actually going to be led by Q&A. So if you all are interested in learning a little bit more about Sam, understanding her journey a little bit more, go ahead and drop some questions in the comments below. I'm actually going to start first, and I'm excited to do this as well. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, we have some amazing, girl, look at this. Y'all better come on with the heat, y'all. We love to see it. So again, if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. So Sam, I definitely want to lean into your conversation around being authentic with the customer. That really hit home for me. And I know also being an Apple employee as well, I know how important that really was in our development and training. So I would love for you to talk a little bit more about how honestly God set you up for this space with those developing those skills, but also how you are also leaning more into that as well in creating great solutions for your clients as well.
Yeah. And actually, it's funny you mentioned Apple, because that's the first time that I learned that it was okay to be authentic with people. That was the first time that I learned that showing up to work every day as you was the best that you could do. Before that, it was always, put on your game face, do this, do that. But, Apple really pushed that out of me. And so that actually is one huge skill that I keep with me. Being authentic with the customer, it's definitely not always easy, because corporate America wants you not to do that. They want you to be the cookie cutter version that they're trying to create you to be. But realistically, it's the same as in real life. If I come to you as a friend, and I'm being fake, or I'm not being authentic, it's just, you can feel it. You can feel it. You can see it. And so it's just really important. I think it's really important. And you can definitely tell, because the customers are more engaged. They're more willing to share more information with you. They're more vulnerable with you. They're more vulnerable with your company. And they're actually more willing to take risks, chances, and basically to invest. We see that so often. We see that, especially within my company, the more that we are authentic with our customers, the more they renew, the more they engage with our platform, and just all the things.
That is so amazing. And absolutely, completely true. I think that's one thing, again, going back to the Apple space, where it definitely rings true. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of customers continue to become customers, because they appreciate that authenticity in the experience.
Yeah.
So we have another question here from Kathy. How is it working in the field that is mostly male dominated? Great question.
It's definitely, I want to say that it's a shocker or that it's difficult, but it's the norm, right? It's kind of what we've been experiencing our whole life. But I try not to look at it as such a black and white thing. I love learning from my male counterparts. They have so much wisdom. You can take so many traits from them. They're very strong-willed. They're very supportive. And so learning from them is one thing, but also, it really just motivates me to want to bring more women into this field.
I love it. Kathy, I hope that also answered your question. We have another question from Shayla. Do you feel pressured to look a certain way when in meetings or dealing with clients? That's also a very good question.
That's an awesome question. I can't really speak for the industry because I would imagine the answer to that is yes. But for me and for my company, they've created this environment where it is totally fine for us to be exactly who we are. I don't have to, I can wear my braids. I can wear, I can wear my hair natural, or I can wear my hair straight, and there's no any type of issues. I don't have to have makeup on. I don't always have to have, fancy dresses or whatever. My job, I don't have to hide my tattoos because that is something that was really huge that I did have to do in the past. But when you start, the pressure is taken away when we go back to the first question of being your authentic self with the customer, because the customer actually ends up appreciating it even more, because then they can unwind and they can be open and honest and things like that with you.
I really love that. And I really love that your company also encourages folks to do that and be themselves, and have created that culture too. So we hope that answered your question, Shayla. Next question from Laura. How do you advocate for yourself as a woman and a person of color in the workspace?
I don't apologize. I am a woman of color in my workspace. I don't have to pretend that I'm not. That is something that I did have to do, in my past and previous jobs. But here at Expel, we don't have to do that. They encourage you to be exactly who you are. So I would get involved in any of we have a Black at Expel group. So I get involved in those type of things. But also, um, you know, when things feel a little off, and I feel like it's a little off because I'm a woman of color, then it's okay to speak up. Healthy confrontation is good confrontation at work, and so being able to just knowing who you are as a woman of color, like remembering that you are a woman of color, and just that's it. I mean, that there's nothing more.
Wow, that's so beautiful. We're seeing some love in the chat as well from that, and appreciate that as well. Kamisha has a question. How do you unplug when you enjoy the work you do and may be tempted to keep going? Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's such a good question, considering every day this week I've worked till almost midnight.
Sis,
So
it's real.
it is very difficult to do that. But what I have to remember, and what I have to constantly remind myself, and obviously it's something I struggle with because I do it all the time. But one thing that you can remember is that your job, especially if they're hiring you and the environment is what it's supposed to be, they want you to be the best version of you at work. And you can't be that if you're overextending yourself. And they're not expecting you to. And so it goes back to, honestly, Kamisha, I would say it goes back to that expectation that we put on ourselves as Black women, that we always have to go above and beyond, but that you don't. Like, we are enough. Our 9 to 5, our 8 to 4, that we are enough in that time. And just keeping a healthy work balance is super important. But my job also advocates to the T. Like, they tell us, number 1 is family. Number 2 is your ministry or religion or whatever that is. Number 3, like, I think work comes like 4 or 5 on the list. And that's something that they teach us in onboarding. And they will remind you. My boss will quickly reach out. Hey, you haven't taken a break. Hey, I saw you were on late last night. Take a couple hours off. Or, hey, when are you going on vacation? And when are you taking a couple of days off? So I think remembering your worth yourself will help you unplug a little bit more.
That is so good. I love that. And I hope you all are getting into it as we get into it. I hope that answered your question, Kamisha. We have another question from Nico. Hey, Nico. How often are you on call? Does your company encourage a healthy cutoff time? She actually just touched on that, but we can get into it. For customers contacting you, or is it an AWS AWS whenever you need to kind of deal?
Okay, so I'm on call. There are 5 of us on my specific team, so I'm on call like every like month-ish or so. And even when we are on call, actually, my boss is very intentional about letting us know, when you're on call, you're literally only answering fires. So I don't care what else is coming in. If it's not an emergency, we use pager duty as our that's how they let us know, if there's something that's super serious that we need to answer to. And I feel I've been working here for 2 years, and I've only been paged for an emergency twice in 2 years of my every month basically being on call. Our company does encourage a healthy cutoff time, because right now we are not we are a US based we're a US based company. We do have a 24-hour SOC, and so they set those expectations the way they do. So I think they're on call like around the clock, but they work it out so that they're only on, I think, for like 3 days or something like that. But our specific team, my boss is really intentional about, you guys need your weekends, you need your evenings, like work your hours or don't. Mental health is a huge thing for them, and so if ever you just need to unwind, really the only requirement is to put in Slack, which is our form of communication, that you're having a rough day and you need space, or they are like very good about that.
I love that, Nico. I hope that also answered your question. Yeah, we're just getting more love in the chat. They were like, okay, don't apologize. And they said, you better not apologize. I love it. That's amazing. And definitely empowering. So keep it up. We love that as well. Ooh, somebody's coming through with the Zoom. Yes, conference call badge up. Honey, it's giving elevate. I absolutely love that. Absolutely. So let's lean into this next question from Shayla. Do you feel you can take these learned behaviors from your current job to a new job if you were to leave? How do you feel you can set those boundaries for yourself?
I think that's an awesome question. I think the answer is yes to both. However, I think it comes from having such a supportive community at work that these behaviors that we are learning, the fact that we're learning them together, like I'm learning it from my boss, I'm learning it from my coworkers, I'm learning it from other people within the company. They just make it feel like it's okay to set these boundaries, create these boundaries, keep these boundaries. And so it's almost like instilling it in you as normal. So they're basically resetting my norms. And so yes, I feel like if I were to go to a new job, I definitely would be able to take these behaviors. I also know that when I change to a new job, or if I change to a new job, if the environment is not giving what Expel is giving, then it's not even an option anyway. So
you better come through with that. Okay. Sheila, I hope that also answered your question. Absolutely. Yeah, and Nico says that's great to learn. Thanks so much. Absolutely. So I have another question that came in as well. And this is from the team. So what are some prominent customer success skills that are required for customer success engineering?
Yeah, so I touched on a few of them earlier, but basically being able to build relationships, maintain healthy communication, being able to resolve issues quickly. So troubleshooting, being able to utilize your internal and external resources well is big. Staying up to date on technology, company technology, as well as customer technology, meaning learning, self-learning, big. That's huge because technology is changing it's ever changing, and it's always something new. And so the more that you equip yourself, the more skills, or the more prominent your skills become. Let's see, some other things. Learning how to work on a team. So being able to communicate. So working on your communication. Again, like some of the questions that came in, working on your boundaries. Those are big. And so I think that those are most of the main customer success skills.
That's awesome. I hope you're all leaning into that as well. Another question, what are some resources that you use or may even recommend for folks who are interested in the field?
Yes, great question. I will say some of the best learning resources that I've discovered are free. So there's no reason that we're not using them. LinkedIn Learning is an incredible tool. What I love about that is that you can do the LinkedIn Learning courses. They're super awesome, actually. And then they come with a certification at the end, not necessarily like a CompTIA certification or anything like that, but the certifications that they give you, the people that are in LinkedIn, your network, recruiters, they're able to see that you're actively taking your learning seriously, and it's right there. And then, a lot of whatever tools you're looking at, Nico mentioned AWS. Amazon has some great resources, free learning. Splunk has free learning. Sumo Logic has incredible free learning. Like, everyone is offering the tools. You just have to go get them.
I know that's right. And hashtag LinkedIn Learning, y'all. It's free, and it's actually coming from people who are actually doing the work, like now.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a good LinkedIn learning session. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Another question here. In your workday, what would you say is the hardest maybe tasks that you have to complete?
I think, yeah, I think one of the hardest tasks that I'm dealing with right now is just it actually it's not, it has nothing to do with the skills of the job or the skill set required. It's mostly coming in with the team. So learning how to, one of the hardest tasks that I have to complete, I think, is setting boundaries within my team.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
That's deep, honey. That is a deep one, and I can definitely say even myself, like as I've even transferred from the design space from UX research now into software engineering, it definitely is a completely different space.
Hmm.
And I have been learning also to learn what that looks like in regards to resetting expectations and boundaries as well. Because some people just be wanting you to go, go, go like the Energizer Bunny, honey. Um, I
It's not
have learned, honey, to say, let's table that. That's that next week. Yeah. On to the next thing. So absolutely. We have another question here. So communication obviously seems to be a big part of the job. And how does one go on about building their communication skills?
listening, talking to all different types of people. My friends make fun of me all the time because every time we go out, I literally talk to random strangers. But that's how I build my communication skills, learning how to talk to people without it feeling weird, learning how to talk to people without it feeling forced, um, talking to all different types of people, learning how to communicate with children, learning how to communicate with people that you feel are smarter than you, and just really just, I would say one of the biggest parts of communication skills is learning that people are people no matter what their titles are. And so, yeah, I think that was a big one for me because even with collaborating with the teams, I'd have to go talk to like directors of this and, you know, C-level exec of that. And the biggest thing is like, they're just people, and they all you have to do is just talk to them regular, be genuine. I think that's a big one.
That's so good. I hope y'all are getting into it as we get into it. Donovan has is showing us some love. He says, you're absolutely an icon in your own right, Sam. Keep breaking down barriers. Strong Black women is what we need more of in this industry. Can we get into it? Absolutely. Kamisha is super excited, honey. She said, yes, boundaries. Absolutely. And then Esther also saying that is also some awesome advice. Absolutely. So y'all feel free also to continue dropping the questions. I'm gonna. Oh, awesome. Shayla also said, "Wow, that's awesome." I know that we. Nico has a question. Just getting ready to say something. Okay, Nico. Do you have any advice for those of us hustling currently to land our first engineering role?
Yes, this networking, getting to know people, because it's literally not about what you know, but about who you know. And, you can, LinkedIn is great. Connecting with people like Chanel and the Mentor Me Collective, awesome. Coming to these collectives so that you can meet other people, it's big because nothing goes further in a company than one of their own employees' word, because they already trust their employee. So get in referrals, it's great. So yeah, but and also, if you don't have someone, even though you should get someone, if you don't have someone, just continue hustling, like you said. Continue hustling, continue just trying really hard. Don't quit. Apply. Literally, the more interviews you go on, the better, because you learn skills from every interview. Whether you're, rejected or whatever the case may be, you're still learning these really important skills so that the more you do it, basically, the better you get.
And that is so spot on. I was just telling a couple of people last week that they just need to get out there,
Mm-hmm.
because once they get out there, they'll know what to expect.
Yes.
And then you'll be able to tell whether or not you're growing by how far along you're getting in your interviewing process. So I 1,000% plus one that for sure.
And it's hard to be vulnerable sometimes in that way, but you will be better for it in the end.
I love that. This next question is more about the interviewing process. Can you tell us about what that interviewing process was like for you? What was your favorite part, and then what was not?
Yes. My interview process was horrible. It was great. Over looking back, it wasn't so bad, but it was basically I had a one-on-one chat. with one person. Then I had to do a 4-hour interview with like 8 different people for the second interview. And then for the third interview, I had to go in a room with like other people. I did a panel type of interview, which was just mind blowing. And then I had another interview with just the boss by myself. And so my favorite part of the interview was getting to meet people and being able to really feed off of the current employees and get a feel for that. Hindsight, it was great for me because I got to see, the more time I spent with these individuals, you can only hide behind this like fake person, but for so long. And so being with them for 4 hours, 5 hours, it was great because they started to like calm down and go back into who they naturally were. So it was good. The part that I didn't like, well, for me, and honestly, just giving you guys a little bit of feedback about my story, the part that I didn't like about my interview process was they asked me 30 questions for the technical piece of the interview, and I answered I don't know to every single question. I had no idea. And so that was hard because, you know, so often we want to like talk our way out of something that we don't know. We don't want to be real and be raw, and I really don't know. And honestly, my boss gave me feedback that was one of the reasons that we wanted to hire you, because you were real. Like most people make up stuff, and then when you make up stuff, I'm going to ask you more questions until I expose the fact that you're lying. So that was the hardest part for me. The part that I didn't like was not knowing, but it made it better for me in the end because then they knew where they could teach me.
I love that. And I guess the last question for the evening comes from Shayla. How did you prepare for the interview?
Great question. One of the biggest things, and I will tell, this even goes back to Nico, learn about the company. Research the company. Do your due diligence on LinkedIn. Do your due diligence on Glassdoor. Know exactly what the company does. Read reviews from their customers. Look at their blog. Actually, that was the biggest thing I did to prepare for my interview is I went to my company's website and I went through the blog. I read their blog posts. I watched videos. And I followed some of their customers that they had, did research that way. So doing that, I wrote down questions. I straight up asked, what can I do to prepare for this interview? And when they told me what to do, I didn't just sleep on it. I actually prepared in those ways so that when they actually did ask me those questions or do those things, I was prepared. And really just, right before the interview, I took a deep breath and I remembered that whether you get this job or not, you're awesome. So that's how I prepare for my interviews and for this one specifically.
You are so awesome. Y'all, isn't she amazing? But that advice is so authentic. I feel like sometimes we overlook the simple answers. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many, like we miss the low-hanging fruit trying to climb for the high-hanging fruit. We're going to get a banana, honey, when you got the almonds and the cherries. You don't even down here. So I think that's so amazing and so real that you should just go where basic information is found. Websites, blogs, YouTube channels, following companies that are also influencing other companies like the one that you're interviewing for. And then also when you talked about also maybe finding some folks specifically that are already at the company too. So I love that. They are so excited by this amazing advice, and I am too. They are just so grateful, and I am absolutely grateful as well. So Sam, tell us how the people can again find you and continue to follow you.
Yeah, you can follow me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is just the normal LinkedIn URL and then Samantha-Yates. You can take a picture of the QR code. My phone number is on the other slide. I'll make sure that my email and my phone number are provided in the email that Chanel sends out. But do not hesitate to reach out to me. I love connecting people. I love networking with people. And again, my job's hiring about 300 employees, and I'm so happy to send out referrals because I want to be a part of helping you get to the next step.
Honey, we love a good referral, y'all. So we are so excited to have had you. Thank you so much, Samantha, for being a part of this amazing event. Y'all, this is the finale, honey. This is the grand finale because we had the the one and only Samantha with us as well. So y'all,
Thank
we
you.
look forward to connecting with you all again later on this week. Thank you so very much, Samantha, for coming.
Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to meeting you guys.
You're so welcome. Again, y'all, thank you so very much for being a part. Again, we have events happening all of next week. Actually, sorry, just Monday of next week. And then we have the following Monday, which is Girl Talk. So Monday of next week is Combos in Color. If you all are interested in careers at Adobe, please feel free to go ahead and follow, not follow, but go to our event bit.ly. If somebody can just drop that in the chat real quick, bit.ly/mmc-events. I just want to make sure you guys have that, and also want you to also want you all to know that we do also have Girl Talk. Here it is. Here it is, y'all. Here it is, and here is the link. Okay. Also, following that, we have Girl Talk. So if you're interested in Girl Talk, just go ahead and email us again at info@mentormecollective.org. I know I saw it in the chat. I'm trying to find it so I can put it on the screen. But again, you guys can go ahead and email us at info@mentormecollective. Again, that is thank you so very much, Mentor Me Collective. Again, wishing you all a wonderful evening. We're so very grateful to have had you all. Go ahead and be great. Go be great. Let us all know how you all enjoyed the session. Share this out, share the replay. And again, we're grateful. We'll see you next week. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.